So divining what is happening is as simple as seeing that there are First Nations. I love this term because of this word indigenous. It has some issues. I've been looking at it, and I've been looking at it for a long time. As we talked about the word indigent, give me a second here, indigent, and how that has to do with being poor, having nothing, okay? And but there's another word that was being used in the ceremonies that I was participating in, and it was the First Nations, the Second Nations. And these words were much more perfect because it explains like the genealogy about, let's say, the children who know how to relate to a mother the most because they were like the closest to mother. And as the generations continue, these are like the rings of Atlantis. These are like the rings of a tree. As more of these rings are created, now it's only on the things that are on the outskirts are less aware of what is going on in the center. That's why we said the power actually comes from the center. That's why you make your journey from one of those outer Atlantic rings, if you may, back into the center of the tree in order to find your origins. And this is happening metaphysically. This doesn't happen physically where you're going to go walk off somewhere and go to the center or something. That's buffoonery. It's happening inside of you. You walk to the center of yourself. And this is why, though, because when you're on the outskirts, like they say, Earth is on the furthest ring of the galaxy out in the Orion and Crab Nebula, blah, 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 blah. And they got everybody way out here. And that's pretty much where the consciousness is and the awareness of who they truly are. Now it's time to make that journey. That journey is uphill. We see this like a cut tree. This tree is not cut. So this means this tree is going up like this, like Jack and the Beanstalk. And now you have to climb from an outer ring, which is like the out of the mountain, up to the top of yourself. Okay? So it's an uphill scenario in this, so there's a challenge here. Okay? So now, as we're talking about here, we're divining, of course, that the mother, in her state, she's going through now a birthing process of herself. See, we were so selfish. We were thinking that we were just the ones being birthed and going into the next stage, and the mother was ushering us through that process. But lo and behold, mother is also being birthed. Of course, duh, it would all happen at the same time. All of us would be birthed. And mother is going to grandmother. Grandmother is going to androgynon and beyond. You see what I mean? So everything is going up, let's say, a notch. Right? So what the originals are returning to the center here in a moment. The originals are already making their pilgrimage in their consciousness. These people got hooked on an external version of going to the center and the navel of Earth. This is the Hajj. It's about to be Hajj now. It's canceled. Nobody is going to be going. The Kaaba is clean because this is that whole masculine external aspect of things. It's laid waste. Now people are going to walk to the center of themselves. Do you see how amazing that is? They're going to still make the pilgrimage now in their mind. They're going to remember that there were female goddesses inside of that Kaaba. And this is going to create a shift. Now, will that shift happen for everybody? I don't know. I don't care. If I could answer that question, it wouldn't change things in retrospect. It's really about, is the shift going to happen for you? And do you know you're on the cusp of it and that it's also taking place? And do you see it as that, or do you see it as what they keep talking about out here? They're like, it's weird. It's like a real hypnosis kind of mind control. It's like saying the same word over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. And then pretty soon it's like everybody is saying this word and it's like, well, wait a minute, you guys are evoking something. So since it's being evoked as the master of demons, remember, you got people here that they're on the path 6. There's more path 6s than anywhere else in the world. Any other numbers in the world, there's more path 6. Path 6 is the Shukra, the master of demons. So anything they keep evoking in their density and ignorance, they don't understand that there's beings already calibrated here to harness the energy of that. So it's just like what they say, talk about these dragons. You know, the dragon is all powerful and the dragon's got all this strength. And then they're afraid of the dragon. It's like, no, you cannot fear. You shall not fear. The dragon is but another vehicle to ride through the stars, not something that should be telling you what to do. That's also about Kundalini. Kundalini is the power to ascend you to the top of the mountain. Like, you don't have to hike this barefooted. Like, I get the whole humility, but you can ride a vehicle up. You have a vehicle. You got an elevator, literally. Bird gods that take command. You just jump right on the back and you're right up there. But you need to know why you're going up there, though. This is not play. This is not one of your role-playing games. This is not an iPad game for you. This is the real deal. So you need to have a reason to enter the presence. Okay? And this is, of course, if you want to ascend and descend the ladder.